Hello guys, what's up? So in this video, I am going to explain to you how this example is going to work, and the code of this example will be available in the description. Yes, so let's get started. Now, as you can see, when you hit play, yes, so this is a simple card game. You can collect. I think I have 8 or 9 cards, but you can have as much as you like. It's just a simple example to show you how you can integrate engine knowledge in your game. So basically, for example, if you want to collect this card, you just have to click on the mint, and a mint request will be sent to your wallet. So if you come here, you will see, because it's an item invented. If you go in your collections, then you can find it here. Yes, here it is. So let's just see how it's working. And now this is the script. I was about to write the code while recording, but unfortunately I don't have access to my secondary monitor. So for now on, I am just going to explain to you how it is working. But don't worry, the code will be available in the description, so you can have a look and play with it as much as you like. So as you can see, I have this variable name platform URL. There are some variables. So what those variables do? Let me just exit the play mode. So you can see the platform URL means on which platform you're using. Enjin has provided us a testnet and a mainnet as well. So if we are testing on a testnet, you have to provide this covin.cloud URL. You can see you can access it from here. Window Engine, you can do the cloud, and you can copy this URL just like that. Or if you are doing it on mainnet, you will have to go to the mainnet.cloud. Yeah, so you can have to use this URL, and you have to have an account registered on mainnet as well. And other field, as you can see, is the developer username. It's my username and developer identity and the app ID, and there's app secret and the player email. So developer username is the username of the person who created all the assets. So all the assets you see here, you can see all the tokens that have been created is created by this developer, which is me. Yes, and the user will be the person who is about to connect his wallet to the game. So it can be any other person, and developer can also be the user, just like that. So let's get into the code and see how it's working. So I have explained to you all the variables. To start the platform, what we do is we need platform URL, app ID, and app secret. Now, app secret, you can find app secret from the settings. There will be your app secret and app ID. Yes, you can find this from there. Yeah, and for the developer identity ID, you need to find it through, actually they will provide, but you can find it through GraphQL. As you can see, I will provide this query for you in the description so you can see. I can see what's my the app ID is 2903. Okay, so my developer ID is 6941. 6941 is the ID, and the app ID is 2903. And I can use this developer ID here. Yes. Make sure the developer ID is the person who created the app. Okay. So whoever the person created the app, the person ID needs to be there. Yes. And similarly the app ID and the app secret. You, you can also log in with access token. As you can see, access token. But for the simplicity, I'm doing this app secret because access token expires every access token is different for every login session. So I'm doing this app secret, but you can use this. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can use this as well. Okay, so that in order to initiate the platform, you need to do engine.start platform. You need to provide the platform URL, which I explained to you. This will be the platform URL, app ID, and app secret. Once you do that, you have to log in the player. Okay, the player is let's see how this function is working. Yeah. And for this is just for the log. If I make this true, all the log value of the graph here will be available. But I don't want this right now. But you can use it if you are using it. So you can check this out. Now you need to create a there is a class named user provided by the engine. You need to create a variable engine.get username. Okay, when you do the developer username, you will do developer access token and the developer is login now. So the app is initiated, developer is login. After that, you need to create player. Now, for example, if the user is not the part of the app, how you can create it? You can use engine.create player and the email or username of the player you want to create. Once you do that, you will do engine.get user the player their email, and then you can do what then you similarly you can then use a player variable and you can access this information like ID, wallet address, linking code. If the player is not linked to the app, you can use this linking code to link the user to the app. Hmm. And the access token you see will be generated from the authentication clear menu. Yes, so every user has different access token, but the app secret will be the same. So I am logging with the app secret, but your user can log into access token as well. Yes. Mm, as you can see. Now, if I change the username here, for example, I use anything. This can be anything like test user at yahoo.com. You can see I am receiving the linking code. So what you will do now, obviously you will not use this console in your game. You will use some input field to get the username. If he is not linked his wallet to the game, he will got this linking code. Yes, and the user has no address because he does not have linked his wallet to the game. Okay, I think that's pretty understandable. And so so if I change the user now, like I am already part of this. So now let's just check what happened now. As you can see, I will not be linking code anymore because my username is already linked his wallet to the game. Yes. Now, how you can mint the wallet? How you can mint the item from the wallet? To mint the item from the wallet, what you need to do is you need to call out. You need engine. There is a static function called mint fungible items. So all the tokens that you see in the game are fungible. If you are using non-fungible, you can call simply call engine dot non-fungible item, and all the fields will be same. You can read it. The sender ID, string address, and rule async. I think it's pretty straightforward. Which fungible and non-fungible token you use? I think you people already know what they are. If you don't know, just let me know. I will create a video and I will explain everything you need to know about that. So, in fungible items take developer. Now there is no catch now. We are using developer identity ID instead of the individual player identity ID. Now why we are doing this? We are doing this because the creator will provide the tokens for the user. So if a user wants an item, he needs to ask the creator to mint the item for him. He cannot directly do that. If you try to do with player identity ID, it will give you an error. Yes, it will give you an error. So you need to make sure you know the developer identity ID and address should be the player address. Yes, the player that is using. And the item ID, which item you want to mint, and the quantity. We are using bool asynchronous function. So you have shown in the previous example and this as well that when the item is minted, I got a message item minted and his ID and the item's ID. If you do not want to use asynchronous, you will just go to the main array. You can just do this thing. I think you can just yes, you can just do that, and then you will not receive the asynchronous call, which will tell you that if the item is successfully minted or not. You can also use that, but I am using asynchronous call. I think every one of you wants to use asynchronous call to know the status of the pending item. So I think that's useful. And by default, it's false. You can see if you don't give him anything, the value of it is false. So and the send item is the same thing. You can send crypto item requests to each other and the melt item as well. Now I'm not using anything in the game like sending or melting, but it's the same procedure for melting. You need okay. For melting, you need player identity ID, not developer identity ID. Yes, make sure you do player identity ID for melting because melting means you are melting your own item and minting means you are requesting developer for mint the items. So that's what we can do. And so and these are the function we are calling it through this button method. If we just take a look on it. So this is the button and each button has the item ID which you can get from here. Where are you? Access. Here it is. Now if you find that one way to do, then I think I have a graph query. Enjin F. Yes, you can get all the IDs on there. I will also link all this query in the description, so you can have a play with it and let me know if you want a tutorial in the GraphQL because it's it's a very lengthy procedure and it will require a lot of time. So if you people need to know anything about it or you want me to create a tutorial regarding it, just let me know how this thing works. But they have basically two types of queries. They are calling it query and mutation. Query means something you are getting information, and mutation means you are changing through the parameters. So let's get back to React now. Now let's test few more rounds, and then we can wind up. Now let's just get some more items like this one. I will receive a message. Yes, item invented. Now I can check my collectibles, and the item is there. Now, similarly, you can do anything. You can send items. I am not using it, but as I told you, I have included this function, so you can use them at your will or whatever you want to do with it. Just make sure to only use developer identity on the mint section, and on the send item, just use player identity. Yes, kindly make sure about it. Uh, Let me know if you want to know more about it. You can do a lot of things. You can even generate, you can even get metadata from it through something like if you have this item name, you can what you can do is if you want to know what item you are sending, you need a metadata for it. What you can do is you can get crypto item. You can use this function and you can just simply pass item URI, item ID, and name. Then this will just provide you all the details that here. Yes, you will get all the details, like every detail. Basically, you will get this file. This file will have all the information. If you go to the yes image, it says all the no, you can get information to all the things you need. Yes, here's the image. What? Let me just show you. I love what time it is. Okay, the recording time is much. Now I think we have to split this thing into two parts. Okay, so let me just move this function to the mint section because I am not using it. And just use the URI there. Hmm. So let's just test it out. Okay, test it the play mode. If the code is, let's compile the code, Control V, and let's maintain item. For example, I'm minting this. You get the request. I guess when the transition is verified, I will get the URI. Hmm. Let's just call this function outside of this callback. Yes. Let's try this now. Okay, so as you can see, we have the callback now. So I hope you people have enjoyed and learned something new from this video. So stay tuned for the next video.